Poverty is a human condition not always properly reduced to numbers, but statistics provide understanding for the extent of poverty in Utah. Generally, poverty measures the gap between income and meeting basic living expenses like food and housing, based on the number of people in a household. About a quarter of Utah households earn less than $35,000 annually. 11% of Utahns meet the definition of living in poverty, but among certain populations in the state, the numbers are much higher. The poverty rate for working-age people with disabilities is 19%. Almost 20% of Latino families face the same challenge. About 24% of Utah's African American households deal with poverty, while nearly 30% of American Indian households in Utah live in poverty. For Utah families headed by women with no spouse and with children under 5, the poverty rate soars to 44%. A little less than a third of Utah families don't have enough savings or assets they could easily convert to cash if they were to fall victim to a loss of income. About 18% of Utah households have a negative net worth, owing more than what they own is worth. A quarter of Utah children who are economically disadvantaged fail to graduate from high school. 35% of children who don't speak English as their first language fail to graduate from Utah high schools. In 2016, fair market rent for a two-bedroom apartment in Utah averaged $847. A person earning minimum wage would have to work 90 hours per week, 52 weeks per year to afford that rent plus utilities. 12% of Utahns report that there were times in the past year they did not have enough money to buy groceries needed for their families. Close to 78,000 households with children in Utah use federal food stamp assistance. About 57,000 Utah women, infants, and children receive nutritional assistance. About 11,000 Utahns receive cash assistance from federal and state sources. Poverty is more pervasive in rural southern Utah than in the rest of the state. The numbers say that poverty in Utah impacts fewer people than in many other states, but the often untold story is that poverty left unchecked becomes entrenched over generations, becoming self-perpetuating and leaving thousands with little hope of escaping its impact.